So I'm thinking somewhere out here, and all the mess and confusion, we might find our next project. What we're going to do next. You can't see that clearly enough. So we bit of stuff. What's that there? If you're looking back through, you might have seen me make the odd bread knife. It's the first one I ever made. And what we're going to do now, look at that beastie there. Going to make a handle for it. Nice. In the summer of 2020, from humble beginnings, we started a channel, and this is our journal. With limited finance, what started with the need for a rotating fly tying vise, we went to making knives, 2x72 belt grinders, and here and there an outdoor oven or two. The ultimate goal is to build an off-grid cabin in the woods, but for now, we work with what we have, we do what we do, and we welcome you to follow along with our humble journey. We can't guarantee what's coming around the corner or what's coming next, but we genuinely hope you can sit back and enjoy our journey as much as we are. And now, what are we going to put on it? Good question. Well, if you looked at the title of the video there, whatever we put up, you might note that it's probably going to be thinking somehow or other somebody gave me this, and so I'm finally gonna put it to some good use here. So first things first, I reckon. I've never used Antler before. Made a few knife handles, no worries with that, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I didn't really design this knife with the Antler, whatever you call it, handle in mind. So we'll pick a piece off. We may have to shape that a little bit, I think. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Maybe that one there. Oh. Maybe that piece there with the hook on the end. That might look alright. That's a bit long, but maybe that there. Chunky bit there perhaps. Dunno. Oh. No, we'll go with that curly bit, yeah. We'll see how we come up, see what how that comes. How thick is it? Can be thick enough. I think we'll do that, yeah. Yeah, I think we will. We'll cut that into there and away we go. Haven't got many tools to deal with. I'll do our best. Right, let's get on to it. Let's cut that off and see how we go here. So fair to say, I don't really have any idea what I'm doing. Never used Antler before, but I have made a few handles like I said. But here we go. So we'll either A, learn together, or you can learn from my mistakes, yeah? So I'm thinking I want to cut that off down there, trying to save as much as I can. I don't even know what it's like to cut. We'll give it a go. Righto, first cut. It's not really the sort of thing you can just rock down to the shop and buy another one, but there we go. Going to attempt to put that there. So I need to cut it through there, yeah. So with that, I might need to get a vise or something. So I'll set that up now. There we go. I'll use this leather here just to yeah, do what it's got to do. Oh, that wasn't good. Yep, I think we'll get away with that. If you can see that, that should be good. She's a bit smelly, but you get that. So that's coming up along sort of what I'm looking for, yeah. So it's a blade there. I'm going to be putting that on there. I don't know how to clean this up properly, but we'll figure that out on the end. It's going to be quite thin in that, but it's quite a thin sort of profile of knife, yeah. Just for cutting bread. So that'll go there. So what I'm going to attempt to do is put a cut down there sort of thing and slide that in and then get a couple of brass pins in there. And that'll be about all I've got holding it on. Normally now I'd take that to a 2x72. I've got two of them, but they're in storage, so what I'm going to have to do is file it and all that sort of carry on. So yeah, all good. Let's keep going. Anywho, I just had another flash of inspiration. Why don't I do the rough shaping with a dirty old battery grinder and a flap wheel, yeah? Let's give it a go. We are working outside, and yeah, let's give it a go. It's not working. That's better. That way. I think we'll go that way, yeah. Okay, why not? Let's give it a go, eh? Being natural material, it's not exactly straight and square and every other thing, but we'll just do the best we can. Yeah, I may have to cut some off that blade, but it'll be alright. Attempt to cut to about here. I think I'll get it straight. So if you can see that, I'll put a line where I think it's straight, and I'll follow that with a, oh jeepers, follow that with a hacksaw. Sort of give it a go anyway, yeah. Once again, I have got a bandsaw somewhere, but don't know where it is right now. Well, I do, but it'll take a while to set up. Okay. So effectively what you probably just saw me doing, I think, is tweaking it down in here with a hacksaw in between precipitation and everything getting wet and having to move it. Trying to get it flat, trying to get it straight in there, and it's not too bad. It's a bit thick, but we'll make do. What I'm thinking, and now I'm just using a bit of sandpaper, and what I'm thinking is I may have to cut the end off the tang here. I don't need it all in there. It's never going to be needing that much strength, because like I say, it's just a bread knife and that's all it does. And yeah, so I'll just keep getting that flat, and then we'll work on the next stage here. So yeah, we've got that far. We've been scraping that out, doing what we have to do with that. Pretty happy with that so far. Bit of sanding, bit of filing. Now what I want to do is get that to about there. Yep, I'm going to go with that. It's a little bit big on the end. Might do some more shaping actually. No, because then I'll take too much out of the tang. So we want to go to around about there, yeah. That there. And so that'll go, we're going to have to cut the end off the tang, yes, so there. Around about there. And I'll just take that off reasonably square. Oh no. If I can find a square, there it is. Give that a sand up there. Nice. Rightio, so far so good. What I'm going to attempt to do now, I've got my 2 brass pins. I'm going to try and get that. Drill holes through there, transfer those holes onto there. Do 1, 2. Get that right. Oh, I can see one of them. Don't know if this is a good idea or not. Let's try something else. Rightio, we're nearly there. So brass pins are a bit of a mission. What I've decided to do, because if you can see that, I've got gaps up in there and that's sticking out the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape that off, and I'm going to use some JB Weld to glue in there. Rightio, what was I saying? You didn't see what I've just done. I've seen all that. Camera got too hot and she stopped working, but never mind. So I've taken a wee bit off of there, that bit there, taking a wee bit out of there. So I'm still going to have gaps, but we'll get that in there as best we can. We've got our little brass pins, no idea where now, but we've got them. Here's one. Cut them down to length, which you didn't see, it didn't work. So I've got to line those holes up. I've lined those up. When they get lined up, you can see I've got a gap in here. Oh, I've got to get that off too. Little gaps, due to the fact that knife was never designed for this sort of scales or handle, and yeah, it is what it is, but this is what I want to put on. So just got to line those holes up, and I'll hammer those brass pins in and paint them, and should be the right length, I think. A little bit long maybe, a little bit long. Yeah, I'll take a wee bit off, eh? We'll do that. So yeah, hammer the brass pins in, paint them up, and we could leave it at that. We'll see how we go. And yeah, I might fill those, if you can see that, those gaps up there with JB Weld. I just don't want to get it in the grooves of the natural stuff, yeah? Way too long, yeah? Never mind, we can accommodate that with these. Now what you know or you don't know is what I found when I'm painting these things in, is you want to clamp this together. Otherwise when you're hitting this, sometimes it'll spread it in the middle and you never get that sorted out. So you want to get that as tight as you can on there and hold it somehow, and then pin those things, yeah? Go a little bit further with that one, eh? That'll do, that'll do. If this will work. Not really. Not at all. Wow, that's a lot harder than I thought. It should come off. Rightio, back to the grinder. So if you're still watching, you're the one. Yeah, what I've done, you didn't see me mixing it up because the camera, again, she got too hot out in the sun and stopped working. Don't know if other people have that problem, but yeah, there we are. So what I've done, I mixed up the old JB Weld. I've just used this stuff here, yeah. Never used it before. She's a 2-part mix. This part of the world, I've never seen it for sale before either, so there we go. I thought I'd give it a go. Heard good things about it, so time will tell. I don't know if the colour's exactly what I'm looking for, but all I really wanted to do is fill up those gaps in there. I'm just using it as a filler, really. Those pins will hold it good enough. I've masked up around there as best I can. I'll give it a light sand when she's hard, but it takes 4 to 6 hours, I think. I've covered up in the instructions. Set time 4 to 6 hours, cues, and what's that say? 15 to 24 hours. So 4 to 6 hours before handling, 15 hours before putting project back to use. So weld's probably not the right thing. So we'll see how it goes in time, yeah. I might use it again if it works. Usually I use a 2-pot epoxy, but there we go. So that's all we've got left to do is sand her up and put a bit of Danish oil on the handle, and that'll be that. So I've just got me, yeah, nearly there, bit of sandpaper. Just going to sand that down with the, what do you call that stuff, the masking tape still on there. and then take that off and we'll see what we're coming up with here. So there you have it, job done, eh? If you can see that close enough. Deer antler handle, a couple of brass pins and the old bread knife. Finally got it done, yeah. Put a handle on it. Pretty happy with it, to be fair. Might have said Danish oil, like I said, is still setting, but it's all good. I'm happy with that. And yeah, don't know about the old, what I put in there, but it doesn't look too bad. It's a bit grey, but it's supposed to be. It's steel, it says. But it's definitely going to hold it on. It's never coming off. So that should do the job nicely for cutting my bread. Maybe could have made it a little smaller, but no, overall I'm pretty happy with it. First deer antler handle I've ever done. So that's good. So with that being said, thanks for coming, and yeah, I hope you're having a really lovely day.